In the cold, calculating theatre of human nature, there is a fundamental truth that the soft-hearted refuse to acknowledge. Love is a fragile thread, but fear is an iron chain. To be dangerously smart is to understand the mechanics of human motivation. Most people move through life trying to be liked, seeking the warmth of approval and the comfort of being loved. But Machiavelli looked past the sentimentality of the crowd and saw the structural weakness of affection. He realized that love is a link of obligation that exists only as long as it is convenient. The moment the wind changes, the moment self-interest is threatened, the bond of love snaps like dry glass. Love depends on the shifting sands of gratitude. It is a gift given by the observer, and because it is given freely, it can be taken back just as easily. When you rely on being loved, you are placing your destiny in the hands of others. You are betting that their loyalty to you will outweigh their loyalty to themselves. This is a losing bet. Human beings are, by their very nature, fickle and self-preserving. They will praise you when the sun is shining, but they will betray you the moment the shadows grow long if it means saving their own skin. To rely on love is to build your fortress on a foundation of mist. Fear, however, is a different beast entirely. Fear does not belong to the observer, it belongs to you. It is maintained by the dread of consequences, a psychological reality that never sleeps. While love is an obligation that people feel they ought to fulfill, fear is a necessity they must respect. It is consistent, it is reliable, it does not fluctuate with the mood of the masses. A man may stop loving you because he has found a new obsession or because you have outlived your usefulness, but he will never stop fearing the consequences of crossing you as long as those consequences remain real and visible. But do not mistake fear for cruelty. To be dangerously smart is to navigate the razor's edge between respect and hatred. Machiavelli was clear. A leader must be feared, but he must avoid being hated at all costs. Hatred is the fuel of revolutions. It is an active, burning fire that consumes the one who inspires it. Fear, in its most refined form, is simply the profound recognition of boundaries. It is the understanding that there is a line, and to cross that line is to invite a storm. It is the deep respect that comes from knowing that you are a person of consequence, someone who cannot be trifled with, ignored, or betrayed without a cost. Think of the social contracts you navigate every day. The colleague who loves working with you will still take credit for your idea if it secures their promotion. The friend who loves your company will still abandon you if your reputation becomes a liability. But the rival who fears your intellect, they will stay in their lane. The subordinate who fears your high standards, they will deliver their best work. They do not do this out of kindness. They do it because the alternative is unacceptable. Fear creates a predictable environment. It establishes a hierarchy of reality that love can never sustain. In the philosophical sense, love is a desire for unity, while fear is an acknowledgement of power. In a perfect world, we could lead with the former. But we do not live in a perfect world. We live in a world of competing interests and hidden agendas. To rely on love is to be a romantic in a room full of realists. To be dangerously smart is to accept the burden of being the one who draws the lines. You must be the one who understands that human beings are governed by their passions, and the strongest passion of all is the desire to avoid pain and loss. When you master this lesson, you stop seeking the cheap dopamine of being the nice guy. You stop compromising your vision to keep everyone happy. You realize that it is better to be respected from a distance than to be embraced and then stabbed in the back. You become a person of weight. You become the anchor in the storm. People may not always like the truth you represent, but they will orient themselves around you because you are the only constant they have. You are the one who understands that while love is a beautiful luxury, fear is the sovereign currency of survival.